It's time for a Shway Media podcast.
On this episode of Bands We Love to Hate, how many times can Sam say chick in one single episode? Does anyone know what the actual word Santaria even means? Why is the best member of Sublime the dog? What does that one city in Italy have to do with anything? Why is everyone always booing Sam even though he's right? All that and more on this episode of Bands We Love to Hate.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bands We Love to Hate, a show where we take a band that we as a music-loving society have deemed just awful and give them one final look and listen to see if they're really worthy of the hate that we bestow upon them. My name is Tim. I am one of your hosts and the producer of this show. Here with me today is my co-host, Mr. Sam Schwegler.
What is going on, everybody? Claps.
You can find Bands We Love to Hate on Twitter, if you still use that, at BWLTH, or on Instagram, where we like to advertise just a little bit more, whenever the hell I remember to do such a thing, at Bands We Love to Hate. You can find me at Timmy Two Step, and that's I's instead of two, and Sam, just at Sam Schwegler.
Yep,
and
everywhere.
You can find our podcast network that we are on, Shway Media, at Shway Media, on both Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And you can find us on Facebook, too. Basically, we're everywhere. Everywhere you can possibly be. Except for
Every
Twitter.
breath you take.
Every breath you take, we will
Every move you make.
be watching you, and so will Sting. Anyways, can't go into that full song, because Sting will sue us, and he's not shy about doing that. I assume. I don't know. He kind of seems like an asshole, but everybody likes him, so we're not going to do an episode about him. He did a TED Talk? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh, God. I'm definitely going to watch that. Drink every time he does something Sting-worthy or has tantric sex.
Let the conversation begin.
Anyways, so, Sam, what is the band we are going to be covering today?
So today we are covering the band Sublime.
Ah, America's favorite white guy stoner band.
Is it America's favorite white guy stoner band?
Okay, maybe. I mean, white guy reggae stoner band. I guess that other one would go to the Grateful Dead. That's personally the Grateful Dead.
Oh yeah, Grateful Dead.
Which we will never do an episode about them. They're perfect. Anyways. Yeah.
Anyways, but Tim, I also have something I want to tell you before we actually dig in deep to Sublime.
Oh yeah? What could that be?
But it kind of relates to Sublime because this is very Sublime news. I have a new song out for everyone who knows, and it's out everywhere. It's a song called Ocean. It's not about water, but it has water metaphors.
It's a good song.
You can just enjoy it however you want to. But it's on all the streaming platforms, the same streaming platforms where you will find our band for today. So if you want to be cool and listen to a song I don't hate...
Yeah, I don't hate it either. Sam sent me the demos a long time ago, and all these new songs are gonna be dope as fuck. Wait, are you on Tidal? Are any of us on Tidal?
It's on everywhere.
I don't know if I am. I need to go check that. If I am, who knows? Maybe Jay-Z's just finally desperate. Well, all right. Now, so Sublime. Let's get down to the basics. So, do you personally like this band, Sam?
Absolutely not.
No.
You see, it's just we're gonna get really into it, but I just don't think the songs are good.
Like them. Oh, really? Okay. Wow. This is gonna be a disagreement episode. I like them passively. If I hear one of their songs, I'll hum it or something. But yeah, they're not like a favorite band. I would not go buy an album, would not buy any of their many posters you can find at Hot Topic and Walmart. Yeah, I also personally hate any and all weed paraphernalia shirts and like decor and things. Like if you wear a pot leaf shirt or something, like I have fully for the legalization and usage of it, but God, I hate, that's like my biggest pet peeve. People wearing shit like that. And Sublime perpetuates that. Or at least their marketing team does, whoever's in charge of that estate. But, yeah. Do you hate weed stuff? Like the shirts and the decor and the posters and the black
as
lights?
like a fashion trend.
Yeah.
I even to a certain extent, like weed as a culture type thing, you know, it's just kind of, I don't know. I don't like it.
It's weird. Yeah. It's the fact that it is a culture. I mean, it's a subculture in a sense just because of it being illegal. Oh, and if you are listening to this, well, you're definitely listening to this after 420. Happy 420. Late 420, I guess.
Dab, yeet.
Dab, yeet, whatever those kid words mean. But yeah, I guess just because it's illegal, that created the subculture. And Sublime, as we will say later on in the show, added to that. So now for their actual basics, really. How many albums did they had? Well, they had 3 full-length albums, 2 EPs, and 2 live albums. 40 Ounces to Freedom came out in 92. Robin the Hood in 94. Bad Fish, the EP, came out in 95. And then Sublime, the full-length album, which had pretty much every hit they ever wrote outside of Date Rape. Which was also released posthumously after their lead singer Bradley Noel. How do you say his last name?
I don't know. I just said
Bradley Noel. And after he died, and then they did a What I Got EP, which is just a collection of random songs. And then in 1998, a live album called Stand By Your Van, which I've actually seen and is, it's a Sublime concert. And then 3 Ring Circus live at the Palace in 2013. But I believe that might be Sublime with Rome. I'm not sure. That's a fun, weird fact. Sublime wanted to keep the band going after Bradley died. In my opinion, from what it seems like, they kept marketing everything, all the Sublime stuff, which is definitely the record label trying to make money off of it. But like trying to keep that thing alive without their founding person and the person that wrote all those songs. It just seemed like they were just either wanting to play old Sublime songs for the money or not. But regardless, Bradley Noel's estate sued those 2 guys from Sublime when they joined up with Rome, and said they couldn't use the name anymore. That's why they're officially called Sublime with Rome, which in my opinion, the songs are a little bit better, at least sounding, because it's, new. But anyways, number of singles, 7. Date Rape, Work That We Do, Date Rape reissue in 95 when they were starting to pick up fame. And then What I Got, Santeria, Wrong Way, and then I have What I Got Again on here twice for some reason. That can't be right. Sorry, Doing Time, not What I Got. It was their last single. None of them really went platinum, not the singles at least. Their compilations went gold and a couple platinum, and Sublime, well, no, actually their original records ended up going platinum and gold later on. 40 Ounces to Freedom was double platinum, Robin the Hood was gold, and Sublime, the record with all the hits on it, went 5 times platinum. So that's their statistics, more or less, for their what they did. As far as their social media, which I've realized we left some of that out, they have a Instagram following somehow of 208,000 followers, a Twitter following of 30,000 followers, and a Facebook following of 4.8 million. So definitely showing the age of the Sublime fan there. But years active, they started in 98, ended in 96. Unless you want to count Sublime with Rome as the same thing, then they're still going, more or less. They started off on a self-made record label called Skunk, and then on to MCS, which is a bigger label, as you might know. And the last album they released was Sublime. They also have 4.2 million subscribers on Spotify. The number 1 song on there is Santeria at 240 million. Their YouTube subscribers are 247,000, and their most viewed video, which is Santeria again, at 65 million. And there's just so few other videos after that because they didn't release that many songs and didn't even really release any solid music videos. Honestly, they were kind of, except for Santeria, that was a cool song or a cool video. So yeah, there you go. Any thoughts on any of that, Sam? They're statistically very popular, so maybe not as hate-worthy as you think.
I mean, I can have an opinion. Am I?
I don't think opinions are allowed on this show.
Are we not? We have to go by facts.
No, you can have an opinion. No, definitely. What is your opinion? I'm kidding.
I mean, saying just like their stats. I mean, like they have a fan base, and I mean that fan base is middle schoolers, and
So the meme we really wish we could release the audio of it is "Why Are You Booing Me? I'm Wrong" by Hannibal Buress. For all of you out there, and I'll specifically call out Travis Brown and Kristen Brown, who I know are listening to this show, you can boo Sam all you want and send all your hate mail through me.
Hey, I had an old roommate named Travis. I think we've had some Facebook scuttles that there can only be one Travis Brown.
Well, then Travis Brown and Travis Brown, you are needed to the arena in an undisclosed location. You both will receive a letter via Falcon on where to go fight each other.
Travis, I'm sending it to you fax.
Okay. Travis Brown will appreciate receiving it by Falcon. My Travis Brown, the good one. Anyways, my Travis Brown's better. Who are they really? Who were their influences? Well, through one of the interviews I was watching earlier today, cartoons. And that's pretty much it. Cartoons and just kind of living life and living in Southern California. Again, they didn't have that many like popular songs, and the songs that were on most of their albums were pretty just basic ska reggae-ish. No, like, I mean, if you want to put any meaning behind any song, Date Rape, which talks about, date rape and was pretty always bad to this day and was
did
gross
not
back
hold
then.
up well over time.
Yeah, especially the music video. Well, at the time it did because, it was calling attention to it, but, holding up well as the music video with Ron Jeremy and then talking about,
I forgot about that.
Doing the guy in the ass at the end of the song. Like, there's problems in prisons too, so maybe don't joke about that.
Isn't Ron Jeremy a juggalo?
He is a porn star. I don't know if
I know he's a porn star, but is he...
He might be a hero to the Juggalos. I don't know. I don't even know if that guy's... I assume he's still alive.
Yeah,
I feel like he might
alive.
have been one of those that 2016 took from us, which is like, you took Carrie Fisher, but you left Ron Jeremy. God damn it. Whatever. They were not an overnight success, and they spent time on MTV and Fuse, I guess, with their music videos afterwards. Again, they weren't as famous as they are now until after Bradley died of a heroin overdose. And was it May 25th? May 25th, 1996. That's right. After partying too hard. And they didn't, their YouTube videos all went up 9 years ago, and that's all. Like, they're just kind of hanging on by just name recognition and the fact that Santeria and Wrong Way and what other song plays on the radio all the time? What I Got. Those are the only songs right? Those are the only songs you hear on the radio all the time, right?
Yeah. And at karaoke bars, sung really bad.
Yeah.
And in middle school talent shows.
So yes, we've also, side note, added to our research cover videos that either just some random quote-unquote bad band that is out there that has covered their song, or in this case, middle school talent show covering...
that was part of my research
yeah.
of YouTube cringe that I do in my extracurricular and off-the-clock time.
It works for the show. And you know what? If you are out there and you are one of these people who are in these videos, you're welcome. Your video is getting seen, maybe, by the few hundred people who subscribe to the show and visit our website, bandswelovetohate.com.
Yep.
But
by a good-looking guy and a guy with a beard. And we know what we think about guys with a beard.
Beards are allegedly full of fecal matter, according to Vice, in the article they like to post every few months to try and say, beards are over. I'm like, they're not. And people wash their face. I wash my beard all the time. It's very clean, I promise.
Why are you booing me? I'm right.
Why are you bullying me? I'm right. So, why do we collectively hate these people, do you think? I don't know, the stoner cliche, and people like dog on that, which, you know, kind of in a way rightfully so, not, but
and I mean, we also kind of dog on ska in general.
That's true.
Like ska, I mean, like
same thing happened with the Smash Mouth effect.
Yeah, I mean, they were all like diet ska.
Diet ska. Definitely.
This is more, this is more actual ska, because I think a lot of ska, and I guess it's a little reggae too.
Yeah.
Ska reggae.
Well, that's what Bradley wanted to do when he went to like the Virgin Islands with his dad after, I think it was after his parents got divorced, if I'm remembering correctly, and was introduced to reggae and ska and just kind of fell in love with it, and like made that his mission to do that style of music, and then met the two other dudes in the band, and like drew them into liking ska too, and they were like in a hardcore punk band at the time, which is objectively, I would think, a better way to go. But I love reggae. Do not get me wrong. And I do like ska too. Sublime, oh, we'll get there. But yeah, that's a random fact.
And do you think the kind of the copycat local bands, like, did that have an effect on you too?
Of people doing
trying to be the next Sublime.
I didn't really grow up in a scene with reggae and Sublime kind of bands. Everything
I've been
was
around
in,
it all. Yeah.
Like, I can't speak to where you're from, but in Dallas Fort Worth, it was a lot. At least where I was, it was a lot of rock and roll and hard rock and Under Oath style stuff and screamo and things like that. I know people who tried to do that kind of music and failed, because it's just not a thing people get into anymore. Like, I feel like there's been a definitely downward slope of reggae and ska. Like, I mean, what's a famous reggae band now that's currently making tons and tons of records? Maybe Skip Marley, but like, or tons and tons of money and making tons and tons of records. Like, but again, he's Bob Marley's.
I mean, like, what record label or anyone's gonna be like, what's that song you writing there? Chick, chick, chick.
Yeah, right.
Chick.
Exactly.
Which song is that again?
Yeah,
all of them. Oh,
we just posted a thing on the Shwedcast site today about how the genre is kind of going away, and like how zillennials, as we learned about in our last episode of Bands We Love to Hate, for what was that band?
The Chainsmokers.
The Chain, that's right. But everybody's kind of all over the place. It's like Lil Nas X. His new song is basically, should have been on the country charts, and don't get me started on that. But it's a hip-hop blend of hip-hop and country, and then also a little bit of trap at the same time. But then you've got other people who make like a punk record, but with more ambient electronicness and maybe with a hip-hop flair to it. Like, that whole thing's kind of gone, especially nowadays. So I don't think reggae as its whole could ever come back, or any kind of genre could ever come back, at least for a while. I don't know. But like, then again, you said you saw like people try to do it, and were you really into those people? No.
See,
never.
that's the
and that's the thing, and that's where they like, why do people hate them? And that stoner cliche, and that, tie-dye guy with weird hair who's just always kind of trying to play that same riff on a guitar and cover Bob Marley. Yeah, exactly. Like, they're always either covering Sublime or Bob Marley poorly, and nothing against the style of the flow of reggae music of the like, but when it's done bad, it's not good. Like,
I mean, let me rephrase the question.
Such a easy thing to play.
Yeah, let me rephrase the question. How many cover bands have you seen perform a Sublime song bad?
Never. I wouldn't go to see a band that did that. That's the
I've
thing.
seen multiple cover bands.
Why?
Not like intentionally going out to see it. They were just there at like birthday parties
That we're
or
playing Sublime. That's the
this
thing
one
that they
time I
chose?
opened for a cover band for some reason. I didn't know they were a cover band. Actually, that's happened more than once. I hate that.
Oh,
That is an
God.
honest fact. But anyways,
That sucks.
I've heard Santeria. I've heard that one acoustic one.
I don't remember.
'Cause they all kind of sound the same to me. But except for Santeria, because that one has a kind of a catchy, like the only one with a catchy hook to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just heard it so bad so many times, and just, you know, and then I hear middle schoolers performing it, which at the same time, before I guess we go into any other topics, yeah, there's the middle school factor is a big one, which we will continue with. So what's our next topic, Timmy?
Well, first, let's stay on why they're hated so much. Do you think Santeria is probably the most hated song, maybe? Or What I Got? Like, what do you think their most hated song would be with this?
What I Got's a little more
Love is what I got. Like,
douchey.
you know, yeah. I feel like that's...
Like Santeria kind of, like, you can remind... I bet some TV shows used it in a montage, and it actually fit really well.
Yeah, it's a funny
You know?
song. But, like, kicking a guy's ass, it's like have sex with your girlfriend or something.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that song, I mean, it's not I Want to Hold Your Hand.
No,
And it's not Paris by the Chainsmokers or All Star by Smash Mouth.
That's true. Well,
But I mean, it has its moments.
right.
I will say that.
Yeah, they're not. I like it. But again, not a song I seek out other than to do research for this show. And I don't think they're really overplayed. I mean, they were overplayed. Now, I don't know. They never got a chance to be overplayed. Not like a Nickelback thing where they were playing it every 6 seconds. But I don't know. All right. So now we're going to move into their musical ability. So, are their songs technically good? What do you think?
I mean, no, I don't think so. Like I said, they kind of all
great
sound the
musicians
same.
at all.
I mean, and the music's not that hard. That's why middle school bands cover. That's like one of the reason why. I mean, I love Green Day, and you know, a lot of their songs are decently easy. There's a lot of just like technicality involved in all their songs. Just Sublime's kind of just chick, 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 chick. You know, just I mean, like I'll probably say chick about 1,000 times in this episode, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's I could probably figure one out pretty quickly.
Right.
Like I could typically learn a song in 10 minutes, but I could probably. I mean, from Santeria, I've only really listened to it to do research for this episode. I could probably figure that out on guitar. I don't even get the music. I could just figure it out.
Right. Just
Like,
by listening to it.
Pretty
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah. I mean, I listened to some of Sublime with Rome today, and I mean, at least the two other dudes who are still living, like I don't know. Maybe they got better over the years, but that's like 20 years of improvement. You know what I mean? But like at the time, like we're talking about specifically just Sublime and not what they ended up becoming. Yeah, that's their song, man. Aside from the singles, the rest of their albums, I just aggravated me when I was listening to it. Like it didn't show me out. It's so repetitive, and yeah, those songs sound basic to say the least, and not in a like it would be. I don't know, because it's not diminishing of all reggae in any way, because there is good reggae, very good reggae out there, and that's just, I don't know if it was it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it's it.
I like to play a game when we do research for these shows. It's, the Spotify kind of has a good listing of like their most popular one, like their first top 5 to 10.
Right.
And so I like to play games like, how far can I go into this list until I really want to shut it off, like desperately badly? Smash Mouth was around like 6 or 7. I didn't do it with the Chainsmokers, one, because I've listened to them before, and necessarily, they changed so much since they're a newer band. But with yeah, and then Sum 41, I could get through all 10, no problem. This, I couldn't get past like the second one on the list. It was
What
torture.
I Got? Really?
I think, yeah, what I got, I'm like, I don't want to listen to this anymore.
The next one was The Wrong Way. That's not necessarily a bad song, but... Oh, Caress Me Down. Is that their song? That's a weird
think so,
song.
yeah.
I don't like that song. It's creepy. Especially when he starts groaning. Caress me down. I'm like, no, stop.
Yeah, it's
Don't make that noise, Brad.
like we like to joke the Dumbledore drinking the potion in Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah.
Just
like,
no more. Just one more.
One more song. Get it down there, Dumbledore. Yeah, no. Oh, I found out also, I totally didn't even realize that they covered as much as they did. They covered a lot of songs, by the way.
It sounds, I mean, that makes sense because what do middle schoolers cover?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Like Smoke Two Joints. That's not their song. Didn't even realize that. Scarlet Begonias. I don't know. It's a Grateful Dead song. Yeah, and a bunch of other, like they covered some Wailers songs, some other reggae songs. They covered a Bad Religion song. We Are Only Gonna Die for Our Arrogance. So yeah, and that was like all way early stuff too. But I have nothing against covering songs. Just do it well, and didn't know they did those. As long as you cover your song well and don't suck it up. I mean, they made Smoke Two Joints, their song, more or less. Like, most people, aside from those who truly love reggae music, know that Smoke Two Joints is a Sublime song, more or less, right? Like, you wouldn't have known that was a cover until I told you, probably.
Mm-hmm,
Unless you did already know, then good for you. I didn't. But, I don't know. Well, speaking of their songs and songwriting, how about lyricism? So, are the lyrics good? I would say kind of yes. Brad wasn't a bad songwriter. Like,
well, like I said, Santeria has its moments.
He's one of the things that I heard about is that when he spoke Spanish, and I don't remember which song he speaks Spanish in. I'm totally blanking on that, but he one of the things he said is it's the song that goes chick. But no, he said one of the lines that he's speaking in Spanish is learn to speak Spanish, telling everybody to basically do that. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Anyways, what do you like their lyrics?
No.
Yeah, no.
Santeria
is a good song. Like, lyrically,
yeah, like I said, like Santeria has its moments, but it's just like
it's a story. That's why.
Smoke. Yeah, I think that's what gets away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Just nothing really stands out. That's the thing, though. With All-Star, you get, hey, now you're an All-Star. Get your game on, go play. I mean, it's you're pretty great as it is. A good pump-up song.
Right.
Lyrics stick out there. Fat Lip. Let's go with Fat Lip. We're gonna go with the bands we've already done this show. Fat Lip. I don't want to waste my time becoming a casualty of society. I don't want to conform to what everyone else wants me to be. I'm gonna be myself. Like that stands out to me. Chain Smokers. Let's do Closer. Closer has this idea of, hey, let's try this out, and maybe we don't like each other, but we're not getting older, so let's keep doing it.
You're never getting older, ever.
Yeah,
nobody dies.
I mean, they kind of they keep that message in your head, which I feel like with a good song, and you could say, well, a good pop song, but it's good. I think good songs.
Good song. No,
general.
you don't have to include a genre when you're talking about a song. Genre to me does not matter. Like,
yeah,
it can matter in the sense of you are describing a song within the genre itself. Like, is it good for that genre? But as far as a good song, that does not need to be any genre specific thing, because every genre has a good song, at least one. Like, I'm sure there's a good polka song out there.
Yeah. And I mean, in my head, to go back to where it was, it's this idea, like, something stands out to it and you kind of come away with something in the song. Let's take the song Girls, Girls, Boys by Panic at the Disco. Have you heard that song?
Probably at some point. Is it new?
So anyways, I've been really into that song because to the public, it's been this big old LGBT inclusive song, like Boys Like Girls and Boys.
Oh, wait, yes, I know what song you're talking about.
So,
Okay.
yeah, and so that's what I was, and to me, it always sounded like some sort of sexual encounter, and it could have been, you know, like someone together, but it always just sounded like people having sex to me. And then you listen to Brendan Urie talk about it. And he says, "Oh yeah, I wrote that song about about when I was 16 and had a threesome." And so how it became an LGBT inclusive song, it's beyond me, but I'm supportive of it. But you know, like at the same time, so like for me going with it, I actually understand like the threesome aspect of the song, but other people still go with it, even if like that's not your intention. You still go away with the song as an idea of, hey, this is what I get from this song. That's, you're supposed to do that. With Sublime, the thing is, it's just kind of like, I don't get that. Like,
right, they don't speak to you in any way. Like, I don't think can they speak to anybody? Like, really? Like, is there anything that can move someone? You know, within any of their songs? Like, one of the interviews I was listening to or watching today was from their very first Warped Tour. They played that, I think in '95, I believe is when it was, and one of the girls was talking about who was interviewing them, said like asked them about the date rape song. Maybe it was a different interview. Regardless, they're all on their website. But is like saying like that song meant something. He's like, yeah, none of our other songs really meant anything. He's like, and it's just the joke of, oh, you have to have a meaning to every single song, which isn't true. You don't have to have deep meaning to every single song, but like they literally don't have much of a meaning, at least to me and you personally. If these songs mean a whole lot to other people, let us know, and tell us why they mean that much to you, because we can't figure it out. Like, it's just, I don't know. They were just,
I guess it's like party songs it's just not the topic. Let's go with the Black Eyed Peas. I know, ew, but actually we should do that band next year.
Oh, yeah. Right. Oh my God.
Anyways, they have the song, I Got a Feeling Tonight's Gonna Be a Good Night, and it's basically just about partying and having a good night. Like, simple, stupid, doesn't really move you, but you still get it. Like, you kind of get the idea. I feel like you should kind of get the idea. I just feel like it's kind of like your teacher tells you to start writing stuff down, and you just kind of write a bunch of random-ass things for an essay, and then you just turn it in. That's a Sublime song. Right.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what I'm getting to from him. Like loving is what I got. Remember that. Like, but that's just kind of repeating what John Lennon said. You know what I mean? So it's not saying anything new, which that's for the end of the show. But yeah, Caress Me Down's a weird song, and other songs we like by them are covers. Well, I mean, none of Doing Time or Wrong Way, I don't know. None of those songs speak to me either. And so, yeah, I don't know. So, where are we at this point in the show? Right on. We're going to take a break, quick little break, with some words from our sponsors. And when we come back, we will talk about their music videos. Don't touch that dial.
That's my line.
Yeah, I stole it.
This episode of Bands We Love to Hate is sponsored by Honey. Honey is a free browser extension you can download using the link in the description of this episode. Honey searches the entire internet for promo codes, coupon codes, free shipping, and anything else that will save you money when buying things online. It is 100% free, and at no point will you have to pay for it with microtransactions. Now, I remember the days when you had to Google coupons and put them into any website that you had, and you wanted to see, well, maybe I can get, like a 20% discount, just trying to find something online, and about 60% of the time, they never work. With Honey, they're only going to pull up the ones that do work, try the ones that don't work, and it's going to save you so much time. I've saved so much time on audio equipment, time and money, actually, on audio equipment, clothes, even other random stupid shirts I buy off Etsy. It saves you money trying it out, you can go to the Sublime page and put it in when you get some of their merch, and you can get even free shipping or anything else with using a promo code by using Honey. So if you're interested in Honey, interested in supporting this show for free, and saving money in the meantime, you can use the link in the description of this episode and download Honey for your browser extension today. Now let's get back to our talk about Sublime.
And now, the new single from Sam Schwegler, Ocean.
I should have known that a picture's worth 1,000 words, but I didn't care, 'cause beauty makes me so unaware. I'll spend another night alone at the bar on my phone, hoping you walk through the store, 'cause I don't wanna die alone. You're an ocean, wave after wave. I'm crumbling down when I see your face. I'm just sand in love with the sea, knowing you'll always be too good for me. Ooh, and I always thought that perfect people didn't exist, but you blew me away, like a sailor trying to get back to shore. Spend another night alone at the movies on my own, hoping you walk through the store, 'cause I can't take it anymore.
And we are back. So we talked about their musical abilities. Sublime. We're talking about Sublime in case you were for some reason starting 30-ish minutes into the show.
As all good podcasts start.
As all good podcasts start. Probably skipped through all of the statistics that I was, droning on about. I would have skipped it. And
we didn't talk about Marilyn Manson once.
Not once, and we still won't. We asked ourselves why we hate them. We, went into some, their basic statistics, and that's really it. Also, Sam's releasing a new song and is already out by the time you're listening to this. So, called Oceans, and you can find it on the samschweglerproject.com.
Nope, Sam Schwegler Music.
Oh, is that the URL?
Yeah, it's actually the website.
Which one?
I didn't think it'd be that cool. It's for like my producing and stuff too.
No,
so.
What's the URL? I think I said it wrong.
Oh, samschweglermusic.com.
Oh, okay, cool. Yes, you go there or Spotify. It's way easier.
Or Apple Music, or Tidal, or Deezer.
Okay, if anybody out there uses Deezer, please write into us, and I'll give you your own podcast about why you use Deezer.
If you can prove to me you've had a Deezer account for over a year,
yes, absolutely.
I will give you $1 for every month you've had Deezer.
Yes, we'll square cash it to you, who should sponsor this show if they would like to. We're open to it. Yeah. God, I hope nobody has a Deezer account. It's just we've been the only ones using Spotify this whole time, and everyone's been using Deezer.
Yeah, I've been using Deezer for over 36 years. It's like the internet hasn't even been around that long.
No.
Yeah, I know. I had it on CD. I was like, what?
Oh, God, how? This is America Online CDs. What? Wait, what? That still doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense.
Deezer came with all the discs.
With 1,000 hours plus Deezer, like in that little asterisk at the bottom. Oh my God. There's another weird one out there. Who cares? So let's talk about their music videos. All right. They're all basically filmed after Brad died. Except I think one of them had him in there, and I don't remember which one it is. And frankly, don't care, really. Their videos were mediocre. Like, there wasn't that many of them. The best one was Santaria, which it was basically like a old Wild West thing, and they had Brad's Dalmatian, who he adopted from an animal shelter, and the dog was abused and became their stage dog and mascot, and would walk around on stage while they played shows, and would go on tour with them until the dog bit 5 different people, and Warped Tour kicked him off.
That makes sense. Not like I don't want to go 4 hours on this, but dogs, they're around a million different people, and everyone's like, pet your dog.
Exactly. Well, and Dalmatians are they are known to be a little territorial and aggressive, too.
Especially
one
their...
one that's been abused, too. And a bunch of random assholes.
It's had 101 children?
Yeah, especially that. I mean, how every one of those 101 puppies murdered for a coat. Anyways, that movie
This
never
is
made
America.
sense to me.
Don't catch him slipping. I actually think that happened in London, so it's okay.
Oh yeah, it did actually happen in London. Yet they all spoke perfect English American accents. And for some reason trusted a lady with the last name DeVille, first name Cruella. Still don't get it. You're weird, Disney. You're real weird.
But yeah, a good song.
And in the back to the videos and not 101 Dalmatians. They always incorporated Brad. I did like this part in the videos I was able to find and watch. That in Santaria, he's kind of incorporated in as a ghost, like a spirit playing, singing along off to the side the entire time. And I think there's another video where they kind of do that too. But I think the only video he was in was Date Rape. Unless I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, okay, cool. But maybe he was in. Oh no, it looks like he was in Bad Fish too. But basically, yeah, they added him in posthumously to those videos because they made all those songs got famous again after he passed away. But and their live performances mediocre. I don't know. Again, chick, just like Sam said. Did you watch any of their live performances?
Yes.
That sounded so defeated. Sam has been trying to get us to record this episode for a while because we both were like, I just can't do this anymore. This is so bad. Yeah, wait till next month, which we'll get to at the end of this episode. It's gonna be worse. Anyways, so yeah, we really don't have much to say about their videos. I mean, they were there. They exist. There's not a lot of them at all. And I mean, again, unless you count Sublime with Rome, which we don't, we're not for this episode at least. Again, I kind of advocate for Sublime with Rome because the guy is a very good singer. I personally think he's a better singer than Brad, but and he seems like a pretty cool guy too. Like in the interviews, I watched a couple interviews with the new Sublime, and he's like the only one that talks. The other guys are just, quiet fat guys. But I mean,
It's
that's
like
really
all
it's just
Sublime
like
fans.
kind of. No, now we're gonna get yelled at. Whatever. Send all of your
Why are
hate
you
mail
booing me? I'm right.
Why are you booing me? I'm right. Send all of your hate tweets at BWLTH because we don't check the Twitter anymore. Maybe I'll start doing it. Who knows? But don't send them to the Instagram because Instagram's for fun. And
You can hit me up. I don't care.
Yeah, send all hate mail to Sam Schwegler on Instagram. There you go.
And I'll just respond back, why are you booing me? I'm right.
Exactly. So yeah, their videos are just their videos. I don't know. There's nothing special about them. They didn't, move me. The date rape video was real creepy with Ron Jeremy in it. But yeah, that guy's a creep. He directed it too, or produced it basically, and directed it. I found that out.
I don't want to I'm just scared to shake that guy's hand.
I would never go near that guy. That guy is just a walking gross. If the word gross was a sentient thing, it would be that man, I think.
And I'm not dissing any porn stars. So I know today there's a lot of porn stars. They always get checked and everything. But he was from a different time in porn.
Yeah, he was from the worst time. And okay, moving on. So, how did they affect human culture?
Well,
I don't think they did. I mean, they added to stoner culture. That's about it.
They added to middle school talent shows.
Yeah, they gave kids that were not cool enough to be emo a shirt to wear, the Sublime logo, the sun that's on it or whatever. Yeah, every weird kid would wear those. And if you were one of those weird kids, awesome, man. I'm glad you're listening.
If you're listening,
I was
to
a
this
weird kid that wore weird things.
If you're one of those kids who has a fedora and a Sublime shirt, can you please stop using Axe body spray?
Yeah,
I'm begging you.
And honest to God, and this is not an endorsement. It's just it's a personal endorsement. Tom's deodorant. If you give it time, it works. Stop using Axe. And you can, you know what? And also, as far as your Sublime fedora shirt combo, you can keep the shirt. Just the fedora's got to go, man. It really, and you can send that hate mail to me.
The Axe body spray's got to go. I feel like that's more important.
I mean, they both should go. There's also better. Dude, use Old Spice instead. Same price, smells way better. Axe smells
Terry Crews.
Yeah. Terry Crews is on their commercials, and they're hilarious. So yeah, not endorsed by any of those products, but just a friendly health, bodily health reminder. But cleanliness is next to sublimeness. No, it's not actually. It's sweaty. Those guys were sweaty dudes. Every single time I saw them in an interview or a performance, performance, you're gonna sweat, but they just sweaty stoner guys. And drunk. They were visibly drunk in every single video I watched. But I'm not gonna fault them for partying as rock stars. That's not a criteria of why we would hate them. But just stating
Except
a
at
fact.
the end.
Except at the end when we can definitely tear into them. I don't think they did anything new. They didn't create a subculture other than Sublime posters. If
They
that's a
added
culture.
to an existing subculture.
Yeah,
I would say.
Sure. An existing stoner culture. I personally think they added some halfway, and I mean that in the like most literal sense, halfway decent reggae music, and in a way introduce reggae to like white suburban kids in a way. I don't know.
No.
I mean, if
It's like I don't know. I feel like emo pop punk just kind of fits that suburban white kid.
But like for those kids, like for the kids that were into it, I mean, there's a whole sect of kids that weren't into pop punk and emo, like that their parents weren't going to let them listen to Bob Marley or Bonnie Whaler or anything like that because it's pot or something like that. And then like it's the kind of music that a suburban mom Sublime is a kind of music a suburban mom could listen to too, and like maybe that was okay for a kid, like kids that really wanted to listen to reggae was their leeway into it. By the way, I don't know if any moms didn't want their kids listening to Bob Marley, and if they did, that's stupid. Why would you not? Like that's like basically Christian music, so just let it happen. But Sublime was not. I don't know. Did your parents let you listen to reggae music? Were they?
I just didn't listen to reggae music to begin with.
I didn't either, but like still, like there was like a stigma of pot and like people that smoke pot are like the worst or something like that. Now nobody gives a fucking shit about it. Like, so it's
smoking one marijuana cigarette.
Smoke one. If you inhale one singular marijuana, this is what you'll look like. A meme is the funniest one I've ever seen. But yeah, when it breaks down, no, I don't think they did anything new. They were the reggae band of the 90s, right? There was no other. If there was a bigger reggae band than Sublime in the 90s, I mean, no doubt would have been the bigger ska band.
Yeah,
for sure. And they did some shit with them. There was one song on one of the albums that who's the lead singer of No Doubt? Shit, why am I blanking on that?
Gwen Stefani.
Gwen Stefani. Jesus, what the hell's wrong with me, dude? When we do these research things, I absorb nothing other than the band we're listening to and forget about all other things. And that's not a good thing because I forget good bands.
I already
like,
know
no
everything,
doubt.
so
well, look at you.
I know.
Or listen to you, I don't know. But yeah, so I guess culturally, no. They didn't really add anything new, really. In our opinion, you're fully welcome to disagree and debate us on our Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, or just email us. Find the contact form on our website, and say, hey, you're wrong, or do it in the, what is it? The reviews on iTunes. Do that. Yell at us about how we're wrong in the reviews on iTunes.
And I can reply back, why are you booing me? I'm right.
I don't think if you could respond to reviews on iTunes, that would be hilarious because I would do that a lot.
That's all I would do. Just be like, why are you booing me? I'm right.
Okay, so who they are as people. Are they assholes, do you think? I mean, in their interviews, they kind of came off as assholes, but there's nothing in modern knowledge that would make them... I mean, did you know them to be assholes? Like, was that something you heard that, oh yeah, Sublime sucks?
Well, yeah, I've never heard any...
negatives
like
about
bad things of them. They seem like... But I mean, like, their heyday when they were kids.
Yeah, they were like in their...
So it's like...
How old was he when he died? He was 28. So yeah, like they're 20-something rock stars, like as much as anybody else. So yeah, no, I say no, they weren't assholes.
Not enough evidence.
Yeah,
no, I would say that.
No, not enough. I mean, if you only judge them off the interviews we have on our site, then sure, but nah, like they're just party dudes, I think. I don't think they necessarily, and appropriating reggae, like how we said that Smash Mouth kind of appropriated ska. Again, that's a tough one to look at simply because, music is it blends into so many things. They definitely, I would say they didn't appropriate it because they definitely called attention to the origin of the music.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like versus just Smash Mouth doing ska and just being a ska band of people. Side note, I have no idea why the ska trend, like the trend of ska, like in the outfits are all 1950s, like Fonzie shit. I know ska was super big and started kind of in the 50s, but it didn't start in America. It started elsewhere. So why does everybody dress like they're ready to, perform a number of Grease Lightning? I don't know.
And it's okay to be a little overweight.
Yeah, right. And it's wearing weird bowling shirts and this. I don't get it. I get rockabilly because that's the style of music, and it's
makes
where
sense
that style
with
of music.
rockabilly. Yeah.
But with ska, it's just like, okay, just because it originated then, tons of music, jazz originated in the 20s and shit. We don't dress in suits all the time. I mean, maybe you do if you're at a jazz club. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad example. Still, don't get the 50s trend with ska. But with them, I don't know. Like I said, like they were very aware of the origins of their music, at least in the stuff that I was watching and reading about them. So I can't say that they appropriated and they definitely didn't, because what would be the definition of that? Like that you just disregard the people before, right? So then, so then no, they didn't. You might have a different view on that. I don't know. So as they are as people, as we have mentioned several times, Bradley Noel died of a heroin overdose. Well, we mentioned that he died. He died of a heroin overdose while partying too hard one night, which ended up leading the band to swear off doing drugs. At least they tried, so much so that they tried to start another band with some other members, which they ended up breaking up because too many people broke the no drugs pledge. And even on top of that, Courtney Love and Brad's, I think it was his girlfriend, or maybe it was his wife. Not sure if they're ever married.
No, that was his wife. They just got married.
Oh, okay. They started a thing to try, and I think they're still doing it to this day, trying to disassociate, drugs and that kind of lifestyle, like heavy drugs with rock and roll, and that it doesn't have to be that way and shit like that. And we threw out this number in the Sum 41 episode as well. But if you have any issues with drug addiction or alcohol addiction or any kind of substance abuse addiction or substance addiction, you can call the drug addiction hotline at 1-888-633-3239. That's 1-888-633-3239. Somebody will be on the other line to lend you a much needed helping hand. So, with that said, now it's time for the final breakdown. Sam, are they hate-worthy?
I wouldn't say they're hate-worthy, but at the same time, I'm not going to say they're good.
Right. Two different things. They're that can be lumped in at the end. Are they worthy, after we've broken down everything, of the hate that everybody likes to goes, ugh, Sublime. God, I hate Sublime. But do you hate Sublime, Sam?
Hate is such a strong word. And yes, I do hate Sublime.
He almost made me spit out my drink. That was really funny. Okay, so yeah, Sam's definitely, they are worthy of the hate then. So you have full, we need to come up with a hate scale, I guess. Mm-hmm. On a scale of 2
Well, that usually goes with my... Well, we had that 1 to 10
That's
scale.
all right, fine. We can lump... Yeah, we have a 1 to 10 scale at the end. We can still lump that in with. I say they're not worthy of the hate. They just are a band that made music and probably could have ended up making a lot cooler music, and which is the biggest bummer to bands like that, like with Nirvana and Sublime and... hell, Jeff Buckley, who had a substance problem, but still died way too young. Like anybody that dies just so young like that, like it's such a goddamn travesty of seeing like that. Like he could have been one of the best rock stars, musicians, songwriters in the world. We'll never know. Tragic as it is, yeah, I don't think that they're definitely not worth the hate. So, on a scale of 1 to 10 then, 1 being unlistenable, 5 being meh, they're okay, 10, they're better than you think, considering their music, their lack of videos, who they are as people, their lyrics, the whole shebang. Sam, what's your rating?
I'm giving them a whopping 4 out of 10. So,
Whoa, okay.
so here's my reasoning. Here's why they get
Please.
the points they do. They do get. First point is the Dalmatian.
Okay, good.
It's a good point. Second point is Santeria has its moments, like I have said throughout this episode. And then the final 2 points I'm giving to Brad dying young, because really there wasn't really a chance for them to really redeem themselves as a band. But since Brad did pass away young, the albums we have are the albums we got.
Mm-hmm.
And
they're good. Like, as far as solids hits go. But objectively they were hits.
Objectively, yes. But and then, like you said, you brought up Nirvana, and Kurt Cobain died pretty young. They had 3 solid albums, and all 3 of those albums are pretty good for the grunge era of music.
Oh, dude.
And you can fight with a couple other songs too that they're even like amazing. But that's for another podcast, and another day, and another lifetime.
We will never do an episode on Nirvana because they're perfect.
There's nothing we could really say. Just like, Kurt Cobain was kind of annoying sometimes. Yeah. But
It Smells Like Teen Spirit didn't make sense. That's it.
Yeah. But I stand strong by my 4. I'm just not that impressed with their music. Cover bands have really proven that their songs are not very good, and they're 4 out of 10. I had that decision 3 weeks ago, and it hasn't changed.
All right. Well, that's a hot take right there. I personally, I was at an 8. I'm gonna bump it down to a 7. Well, because I didn't really. When I think about their musical ability, or when I listen to it, that's not for the forefront in my mind. For me, I don't know why, but at the same time, with that, their songs really are unimpressive when it comes to their, musical talent. But with the albums that we have, I think they're pretty solid. At least with Sublime, the album Sublime that had all the hits on it. Like, I really wish I could have seen at least one, maybe a tour with them doing that. But they are what they are. I think they're not worthy of the hate that everybody rolls their eyes at. Their hits are solid. The rest of the songs on their other albums are at least covers, so I can't hate them too much for those. And 2, they're not. Oh God, their first, the 40 Ounces to Freedom. I fucking hate that album. Like, I can tell you that much right now. It's so long and annoying, and some of their songs just aren't good on there. But I don't know. You all out there listening to this likely disagree with us, and that's okay. You should, because they're probably your favorite band. And if they're not, and we turned you on or off of Sublime, good, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know how to respond to my own statement. But that's it. So now it's time to reveal the next band before our season break, our halfway season break them off. We're going to do an episode at the end of May and then be off for a month and come back July 31st, which then we'll announce that band too. So, Sam, what's May's band?
So, the band for May is the band.
Thought hard about this, and just to precursor that, and we wanted to torture you as much as we are being tortured. Continue.
So, we are talking about a band that I have no clue why people are listening to them as much as they are. It is a band called Imagine Dragons. Now, think about this. When you imagine dragons, you think of something cool. I don't think Imagine Dragons, the band, is very cool.
No. Game of Thrones is awesome. Pete's dragon is pretty cool. And
The dragon from Shrek.
Dragon
And
from
by the
Shrek.
way, Facebook
Dragon Heart.
and Facebook notified me that I'm one of the top Shrek fans
Oh,
on Facebook for
That's
some
a weird
reason.
thing, but Shrek is a good person, and you basically,
Yeah, somebody once told me.
yeah. So yeah, Imagine Dragons. Dragons are cool. They are not. God, this is gonna suck. Like, I mean, I was kind of okay with Sublime going in. Then I started to not like him as much.
I guess it's technically my month to pick a band. So I guess we've kind of been going on and off. Like, first we agreed on Smash Mouth, and then you did Sum 41, I did Chainsmokers, you did Sublime, I'm doing Imagine
I
Dragons.
chose Sublime just because it's April. But yeah,
Dab.
and Imagine
You still
Dragons.
chose Sublime.
Oh yeah, fair enough. But I made the whole list. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm sorry, I picked out some bands.
Fine. But Imagine Dragons is going on tour. I don't remember with who, and we'll likely mention that in the episode, but it's with some other band that's not that great. But yeah, so we'll be releasing that episode right in time to support the new Imagine Dragons tour. If Imagine Dragons is like your band, like, please tell us, and you can be the fan on the next episode that gives a spiel about them.
And if no one answers the call, we're just going to play a sound effect of a fan.
Yeah, it's going to be a
Recorded
box
in my
fan
apartment.
for 10 solid minutes of the episode will be dedicated to the box fan.
So someone better put it
Yes,
in.
somebody, and you all, as you know, are forced to listen to this show. All right, let's get out of here. Thank you all for listening to us ramble on about America's favorite white guy stoner reggae ska band thing known as Sublime. You people out there who listen to the show, make it happen and make us want to keep going. Kind of. I don't know. That's just what people say. But, so we'll see you next month. My name's Tim, as you know. This has been Sam Schwegler of the Schwegcast. You can catch me on America the Podcast. And also check out Bruise and the Boys. And every show on shwaymedia.com. And check out bandswholovetohate.com and all
except
that
the
stuff.
Schwegcast, that show kind of sucks.
That show sucks.
It really does suck. It's a pretty terrible show.
Nah, it's fun. There's musical guests who
Marilyn Manson
has talked about. That's all. Okay, go to bed.
Bye, Felicia.
Bands We Love to Hate is produced by Shway Media. The show is hosted by Tim Philippi and Sam Schwegler. The show's theme is by Sam Schwegler, and all other music is by Sam Schwegler and Timmy Two-Step. For more, visit bandswelovetohate.com. And don't forget to check out this month's band, Sublime, on Spotify and at sublime.com. Thanks again for the tune, Sublime, and rest in peace, Bradley. Your songs will always remain timeless.
Now this is podcast.
Casting.